Hi everyone and welcome to Infonox Market Insights with me, Richard Perry, analysing markets for Infonox on Monday the 31st of January. Now there was a positive move into the close on Friday for Wall Street, so that's allowed risk appetite to improve on Monday morning. We've seen that risk assets across the board on Forex majors, on indices as well, are looking better on Monday morning, where the outperformance that we're seeing on the commodity currencies and also indices driving higher through European session is allowing this improvement to continue. But it could be that this is the quiet session of the week. We've had a lot of volatility throughout last week. We could have a lot of volatility throughout this week as well, because we've got three major central banks. We've got the PMI data. We've got the week also finishing off with the non-farm payrolls report. But today we've only got a little bit of Eurozone GDP and German inflation to worry about. So this could be the quiet day of the week potentially. But risk appetite, as I said, is improving at the moment. So we're going to be looking at the charts of cable today, where we've seen that a slight rebound actually in the last 2 days is starting to form. But what needs to happen to this for this to be sustainable? We're also looking at silver, where precious metals remain under pressure to the downside, and we're looking at how silver continues to fall away. But also finally we're looking at the SP 500 futures, where there is a recovery potential as resistance is tested, but what is the outlook for the strategy? And on the Infonox MT5 platform, starting off with sterling dollar now, we can see this run lower that we've had over the past 2 or 3 weeks on sterling dollar continues, but it might be now in the process of forming a little bit of a reversal. And this purple area we've got here, I've put the crosshair at 34.35. $1.34.35 is a resistance now. We can see that that starts to form and come in overhead. Actually, it's a historic sort of pivot area really, where the market has turned fairly consistently and used that as a pivot point at in the historic basis, but now starting to test it on the resistance side. So a move above that would complete. If you look on the 4-hour chart, you've seen this consolidation, and a little upside move above $1.34.35 would complete a small base pattern and imply around about 70 pips of upside target. So that gives you $1.35 area, and you start to think about maybe the next level of resistance above there, 135.20 area. So the potential improvement that you've also got where the moving averages are falling, but again, a move above $1.34.35 would improve that outlook again. So there's an improvement potentially going through. You see the 4-hour RSI, and it needs to move above 50 to really confirm that recovery basis, but there is something potentially building here on cable for now. Looking at silver, I've drawn in this downtrend, although we've accelerated away from that move in the last few days. And it does continue lower today, but there are signs of potential support starting to come in. But there is a key resistance on a near-term basis overhead. You can see that $22.80, where I've put this crosshair, that was an old support on the way up, but it's become a resistance on the way down. So that's a level that you need to see broken on the upside to really suggest a potential recovery. But you can even see this downtrend still way overhead there, and underneath the 23.25 to 23.45 resistance pivot. But at least for now, the selling pressure seems to be less strong and less aggressive, but it's still not really recovering yet until you get above that 22.80. Got the initial support coming in at 22.15. And finally on S&P futures, this is where a potential recovery could be taking hold. It's very choppy in the last week and a half on S&P futures. So many consistent sort of up days, down days, up days, down days. But there is a potential recovery now going through this chart. And you can see on the 4-hour chart this base pattern potential here. And you've got 4,445 comes in as the level that the markets will be looking out for. And you can see here that if it closes above that, already you've got the improvement on the 4-hour RSI. But if it closes above 4,445, then that does sort of complete this base pattern. You can sort of measure a target of, well, I mean, 180 or so ticks of upside recovery. So there is potential here for a nice rebound on this move, and then it comes into the realms of the old key support at 44.90 area. That needs to then be taken out on the resistance side. But the potential recovery improvement that we are seeing is forming, but it just needs to now make that move. Obviously very choppy again on Friday, rebound into the close, but needs to continue higher today. Thanks everyone for watching this video. I hope you found it informative for your trading. Join me again on Wednesday, where I'll be looking ahead to the Bank of England and the ECB, which are two big central banks this week. So I'll leave you with the Infonox support and resistance table, and I will speak to you then. Thank you very much.